Hi, I'm Charla from Freezer Meals 101, and today I'm sharing with you our What's for Dinner, which is basically a compilation of what we ate this week. So, if you're interested in getting new ideas for what to feed your family, then be sure to subscribe. This week we made some really delicious meals and a huge variety actually. It kind of spanned the entire flavor profile. We had a southwestern ground beef casserole, which is such a great, like, all-in-one, easy skillet meal. We also, for the skillet, did a beef stroganoff on egg noodles, because really that's the only way you should be eating beef stroganoff, and in my opinion. And we did a sausage tortellini skillet, which is a fairly new recipe to us. You can see that in our 3 tortellini meals in 15 minutes video. And that one has quickly become a family favorite. And I know it's a favorite of mine because it's got everything you need all in that one skillet, and it was so easy to put together as a freezer meal, but it's so easy on the day that you cook it, and really not a lot of time or energy on my part, so that's one of the things that makes it definitely a favorite for me. We also had one night where we just had those like delicious East Indian flavors, and so we had chicken vindaloo, butter chicken, basmati rice, and topped it with a little bit of cilantro. We also threw in some peas into the, I think it was into the vindaloo that we added the peas. Anyway, that one was definitely one of our favorite meals this week, and both of those we made when we did our freezer meals. I think those were on our 5 ingredients or less freezer meal day. The last meal we had was a Sicilian penne pasta. And this week I just wanted to test out and see if I was able to make it as a one pot dish. So I cooked the pasta right in there and just added some extra water. It was an experiment. It worked out, and I'm glad it did, because whenever I test things, especially when I test them on video, I'm never quite sure how it's gonna turn out. But that of course saved me doing more dishes, which makes me happy, and it was delicious too. And again, that recipe has like lots of veggies and things in there and protein, so it's an all-in-one, which is another reason I love it. So join me as I show you these meals. This is our southern style ground beef casserole, and on the back got the cheese stapled there, so I'm going to take the staples out and put this in the skillet, and then we'll top it with this when it's almost cooked. This is a really nice all-in-one skillet meal because everything's already cooked, so it just takes about, I don't even know, like 10 minutes or less in the skillet. You're just heating it up. So you've got your beef, or in my case I used a Mexican veggie beef, so this is actually technically a vegetarian meal in our case, but normally you'd use ground beef. It would be pre-cooked already. So then you've got your onions, your corn, green pepper, lots of sauce and seasonings and whatever, and then we're going to top it with cheese, so it kind of has everything you need for a complete meal, and it's already made. You can see us assemble this meal in, I think it's day 2 of our freezer meal assembly. Anyway, I will put the link in the description down below to make it easy for you to find. And in a few seconds here, I'm going to top this with cheese, and it will be ready for dinner. So tonight we're having beef stroganoff. You can find the full assembly instructions for this in, I think it's the day 2 video, or it could be the 5 ingredient video. Anyway, it's in our last freezer meal, like big mega session. So this is our freezer bag, it's thawed, and all I'm gonna do is toss it in the skillet over here, and I've got water boiling for egg noodles right there. I'm gonna stir some sour cream into the beef stroganoff mixture and serve it on the egg noodles. You can top it with like parsley or whatever if you want. You can serve it with a side of peas if you want. It's really up to you, but I'm just gonna do it pretty simply today. And yeah, I guess I need both hands for this, but that's where we're at right now. So there you have our beef stroganoff on top of egg noodles. I took out a chicken vindaloo and a butter chicken this day, and I added some frozen peas into the vindaloo when I was cooking it, and just cooked both up easily on the skillet, made some basmati rice, and then served it with a little sprinkle of cilantro. It was delicious. You could also serve it with naan bread instead of the rice if you prefer. I'm just adding some water into this sausage tortellini skillet, and it's all gonna cook together and be ready in less than 10 minutes. And there you have it. So I took out the bag for the Sicilian Penne pasta sauce today, and I'm gonna try something a little bit different, but it's totally an experiment, so not sure that it's gonna work, but you guys can come along with me and see. If it fails, I'm gonna share that too, and if it works, then I've saved myself a step and some dishes. Okay, so I've dumped the bag contents into the skillet, and this is such a good recipe. It does have a lot of ingredients in it, so it's a pretty hearty meal. You can find the full instructions in the day 2 video, and I will link that below in the description. But in here, we've got some butternut squash soup, we've got mushrooms, peppers, zucchini, sausage, all kinds of deliciousness. I forget what else, but there's more in there. And then my plan for today is I'm gonna bring this to a boil, and then I'm actually going to dump the penne right in there and try to cook it right in the sauce so that I'm not dirtying a strainer in another pot. We'll see, because you know, I don't love dishes, as you may be aware if you've watched some of my other videos. So we're going to attempt that. I'll add a bit more water to that and see how it goes. Okay, so here's where we're at. I did have to add that second cup of water because it's starting to kind of stick to the bottom, but the noodles are almost 100% cooked, and it's actually looking really good. So I think I've discovered a new way to make this dish that takes up less dishes, and I guess in that same vein, less time. So this is looking like a delicious meal. This is what's for dinner tonight: Sicilian penne pasta. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys, and happy cooking.